Hello, Walter. Hi,
Ernie, hello.
hi.
Hi. Who's Galaxy 53?
I don't know. It is recording. It's Abe.
Hi.
We're on Ayin 70. Nagu b'nei Kufra Agra b'shas Mashiach. The people who would rent out boats would collect the rent at the time that they would give out the boat. Hagra but b'shas shvira. They would only collect damage payment at the time of the damage. So the Gemara asks, "Otu b'minhogatay milsa." I mean, what does it have to do with minhag? Mishum de masnisa tanya minhag. The Baraisa talked about minhag, not necessarily did. Amr v'nan amar Shmuel Moshe Yisami muter la'avoson beribis. New halacha. When you're investing the money of Yisomim, you can lend it out with interest. Amr Rav Nachman Mishum diyasmin yinus finalu yisirua. But because they're minors, you give them isser. Yasmi the achri de lav to do lizlu basar shivkayu. Yisomim who eat things that don't belong to them will follow their loved one to wherever the loved one went. That means they lost their father; they're going to follow him as well if they steal. He asked Rav Hanan exactly describe the case by the Yisomim. Amarle ahu dudu de meimar ukva. There was like a pot that used to be rented out by the Yisomim, the Aviv Beimar Shmuel, Takel V'Yoivlei. He would weigh it before giving it out. The Takel V'Shakalei, he would weigh it when he took it back. Some of the metal would get burnt away. So Shakel Agra V'Shakel Pchasa. He would collect rent as well as the depreciation. So you're not allowed to do that. I Agra Lo Pchasa. If you're going to take rent, you can't take depreciation. It's ribis. Ipchasa lo agra. You're going to take depreciation, you can't take payment for it. Even adults are allowed to do this. The Bailim accept the depreciation of the copper. Anything gets burnt away, the Yisoich, the people who would rent it, would pay for that. Amr Shalom Rav Chizda Amri Law Rav Yezek Bachama Rav Sheshes. Mostly Yisomi Mutter Lavoison Karav L'Schar V'Rochak Lehefsid. When you loaned it.
By the way, Ernie, it's a kettle, so when you boil it, I guess when you
I said
boil
a pot. A pot.
Yeah, no. But okay, it's a kettle.
Yeah, so when you boil it, you burn away some of the metal. Like a kettle's like burning water, like heating up water. So mitzvah shel yisabi muter la voice and karvus chavarachok lehefsid. You can go into an investment that is closer to profit and far away from loss. That is considered avak ribis, but we're not machmir for yisomim. Torah so this kind of business deal is Russia because it's like taking ribis. If you're more likely to lose than to gain, then you're a chassid. You're going to the other extreme not to take ribis. If it's equal, 50-50, that's midas kolodam. That's everybody invests their money. Hopefully 50% chance they'll win, 50% they'll lose. Rav Yosef. What do we do with money that belonged to Yisoyim? You give it to Bezdin, they serve as the trustee of the money, they pay what they need, penny by penny. If they're only going to use it for paying expenses, and they're not going to invest the money, the principal is going to go away. Amr lay marhechi avid. So they asked Rav Yosef, what do you do? Amr, badkinin gavra dislei dava pricha. We look for a guy in the town that has pure gold that they haven't made jewelry out of. We buy some gold. We give him the gold in some kind of business deal, which would be karav l'schar v'rok lehefset for the Yisomim. Aval davar mesuyim, but a specific object made out of gold, lo deva pikorininu, because maybe somebody deposited with this guy. Vasimar, you have simon of v'shakelis. Somebody will come give simon and take it back. The Yisomim will lose money. Amravashi tinich, imishtaka kavra dislei dava pricha. Fine. If you find somebody in the town with that kind of gold, good. What about ilomishtaka kavra dislei dava pricha nechla zuzah diasmi? So if you can't find a guy with that type of gold, what, you're going to lose money for the Yisomim? El Amravashi, chazinan gavra de mashpu nichse. You find a guy whose assets are stable. Nobody questions his ownership. Umehemen, he's trustworthy. Ushamadina deraisa, he follows halacha. Lo mekabel shamti rabbanan. And when Beis Din tells him to do something, they don't put him into cherem because he listens. V'yavina lu nila b'beidina. We give him the money of the Yisomim in Beis Din, and we arrange a business deal which is closer to schar than to loss, because that's a secure investment for the Yisomim. Mishnah. If you take sheep and you accept full guarantee on those assets, and you guarantee to pay back the money, exactly what you got. Meanwhile, they share in the profit. We already learned this. Remember, because otherwise it's ribbis, because he's not being paid for his work. And he's being accepting all of the achrayas. So we're not allowed to do it. You can do it with goyim, because you're allowed to charge goyim interest. The principal is protected, will always be returned whole to the bailim. Everything else is going to be ribbis. V'chein beger toshav, a goy who lives in Eretz Yisrael, he accepts not to worship Avodah Zarah, but he doesn't convert. You can do this deal with him because you can charge him interest. Malvi Yisrael Moiser Shul Nochri, Idasa Nochri. A Jew can lend to a goy, or a Jew can lend money that belongs to a goy to another Jew, as long as the goy knows about it as a shliach. Avalomi das Yisrael, the Gemara will explain. Lemema de b'shusa de mekabel kaima. This son Barzel, is it considered being in the possession of the person who received it? Verminu. Amekabel son Barzel ben anochrim. You accept this type of deal from goyim. Havlodois, any children born from the animal, p'turman abachoyra. So it looks like it's still owned by the goyim, not to the makabel. Amar Rabbi loy kasha. Had makabel alea unsa v'zula. If the guy who's receiving it is makabel, the responsibility if any damages occur or it goes down in price. And the goyim have that responsibility, then it belongs. Then it's considered his bailing. If the original owners accept that achrayus, it's son barzel karisle, why can you call it son barzel? It's like a partnership. If you're correct, they should have made an argument like this. That's only if the guy who's giving it doesn't accept responsibility. If the original owner has responsibility, what's wrong with it? The original owner, the goy, doesn't accept that responsibility. So why is it potter from Bechor? Lagabi Bechor is Hainu Ta'am. The Vlod is Turna Bechor Kivan the Iloy Zuzi. Since if he doesn't come up with what he has to come up with, Asli Nachri Tafis El Be'ema, the Goyim will take the Be'ema back, so they have a shaykhus in it. And if they don't take the animal, they'll take the children. If a goy still has the possibility of reclaiming the object, it would be potter ben abachor. Pasuk in Mishle Mar be'hona b'neshach v'tarbis, somebody who increases his assets through interest. L'choinen dalim yikbit senem. My l'choinen dal, what does that mean? Why does this money come to provide compassion for poor people? Amarav kagon shmor malka. In the end, all this money will go to the king. And that's how, from the rechush of the malva, where he gets ribbis, it ends up in the king. Even if a Jew collects ribbis from a goy, which he's allowed to do, in the end, he's not going to be matzliach, and he's going to give taxes to the government. What do you mean? The pasuk says, you're allowed to take interest from a goy. So why would he be punished? Umay tashich lav tashuch. It means loan with ribbis. Lo tashich davka. You will pay him ribbis. So the Gemara says, Lo sagi lav achi. We're going to be in trouble. Not only are we going to be in trouble if we borrow from a goy and to pay ribbis. Is that what you're saying? No, that's not the only kavana. Lafuki achicha de lo. We want to be taught that you shouldn't pay ribbis to your brother. Achicha badeksiv. We don't need that pasuk. It has a beferish. Achicha lo sashich. The Gemara answers lav or la basei v'lo sasei. If you charge a Jew interest, you're over a lav and you're over an asay. Eisvei. Lovin mayan umalvin oisam beribis. You can borrow from a goy with ribbis and pay them ribbis. V'chein beger tosha. So it looks like it's mutar l'chadchila. Amrav chia b'rei d'Ravuna lo nitzracha ela b'chdei chaya. It's really osir midrabanan. But we'll go into this a little bit more tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to learn at 4:30. So Walter and Abe, I'm thinking about, we have to poll the people, Mario's not here, about the Navi Shir doing it a little earlier, because people told me they have Mother's Day is Sunday night. We normally learn 8 o'clock. So I'm wondering, is it better to learn at 6 o'clock?
Works for me.
So I'll have Mario poll everyone. We'll see what works out better for everybody.
Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Ernie, you're coming to Minyan by Ruben?
Yes.
Put your name in, because your name's not there.
I didn't say in? Okay.
Because you're the 10th, I think. We put it in.
No, I said they have 4. Now they have
No, they have 4 just from Rubens. There's Nati, myself, everybody's there. Look above it.
I see, we are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No, there's 10.
10, yeah, because we have, Ruben has 4.
Right.
Okay, I'll be there.
Okay. Shkoyach.
But there's a shear tonight afterwards.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Okay,
Bye.
very good.